Greetings, player. Before we dive right into your story, I would like to know a little bit about you. Please follow the formatting for the first 3 questions. Capitalization of your response can impact the sentence formatting in the future, so be careful. Right. Just one more question. Interesting. That will be all for now. Have fun with your adventures. And remember, your actions may have grave repercussions, so choose carefully. Enjoy.
Finally, I made it! This was the day I was looking forward to the most in my entire life. The day that I almost screwed up because of sleeping past my alarm. Guess all of the excitement last night got to me. But today is the day when I become a student of my dream school. Ever since I was a child, I've always heard about the incredible achievements individuals earned after attending there. I struggled day and night studying. Over the long school breaks, I took every chance I could get to be ready to pass the Academy's entrance exam. Once exams arrived, it was stressful. There were multiple parts that lasted for so long. And if I made too many mistakes, my chances of attending would be over. Oh, and don't get me started. Waiting for the results of my application was the worst. I waited day and night by my mailbox. I even greeted the mail person every time they approached my house. I hoped so badly to be accepted until I was handed a beautifully sealed envelope by the mail person one morning. I nervously opened it up, and on the very top, in large cursive, was one word. Congratulations! I've never been so happy in my life. And, with all of that said, now I'm here. I'm ready to travel to the school of my dreams, Flora Academia. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see the bus. I eagerly walked up the steps and found a comfy seat in the back. The trip wasn't too bad. Of course it lasted a while, but at least it wasn't a noisy ride. The only regret I did have was not bringing any snacks. After lifting my eyes from a peaceful nap, the bus was steadily approaching the academy. My academy! I quickly gathered my items and thanked the driver as I stepped off the bus. All around me were groups of students from various places. Some had a single bag, while others had bags upon bags behind them. I stopped at the front gate of the school. The academy had a shiny golden gate surrounding it and flowering vines covering parts of the building. Whoa. The front entrance looked spectacular overall. I wouldn't mind hanging out in the front yard in my free time. I joined a large group of incoming students who were heading to the doors. As I was about to step inside, I suddenly heard a crash behind me. The sound of a coin dropping was the last commotion heard. A girl carrying a bunch of totes and bags seemed to have tripped up one of the steps, which led to all of her items flying in the air. I moved away from the doors and headed towards the girl. I picked up some of her scattered items as I got closer.
Oh, man. I almost made it.
The girl looked very distraught and upset. I awkwardly began to set some of the items I picked up in front of her. The girl immediately got up to her feet and gave a puzzled expression.
Oh, hey! Thanks for picking up my stuff. I may have brought a few too many items. Oh well, it's not like I haven't done it before.
To my shock, the girl unexpectedly cheered up quickly. She grabbed a few other bags that fell on the other side of her and collectively bunched everything together. I was a little worried that she would drop everything again, though.
That should do it. Now I can head inside. Hope I didn't miss anything. Oh, wait! Thank you very much for helping me. You must be a new student here too. Well, I'm Sabia. And you are? Ep.1? That's an awesome name.
Thank you. I began to notice how quiet everything suddenly became.
I'd love to chit-chat some more, but we should probably head in now. Just about everyone is inside already.
Yeah, it was great meeting you.
You too!
Sabia bolted up the stairs with her pile of bags, and I pushed one of the doors open and walked inside. I was greeted by a grand view of curved stairs leading to another floor and a large glimmering golden chandelier. Students waited in pools at the bottom by the entrance as a few collected adults were talking amongst themselves on the other level. This entrance is quite the sight to behold. I kept to myself as I waited for announcements to begin. A tall woman with dazzling long hair and a fancy-looking outfit began to make her way to the front of the crowd. Each stride forward was concise and straightforward. She held a strong posture and just radiated confidence. She faced us and smiled kindly.
Thank you all so much for making it here. I'll gladly introduce myself to those who haven't met me before. My name is Abelia. I am the headmaster of this academy. This means that I manage this school, and if you have any problems, I am the first person you can contact. Please give yourselves a round of applause. It is through, and only through, your hard work and determination to have made it to this spot. The application was viewed as quite the challenging hill to climb over. So by simply being here, it proves that you are all well qualified and exceptional students.
There was a pause in the air as I could hear someone hushly whisper,
I'm not too sure about that.
The crowd immediately roared with giggles and scoffs.
Well, what has gotten you all riled up? This year sounds like it'll be quite an interesting one. For now, as the day is growing shorter, you can all head to the cafe on the right for dinner. After eating, there'll be tables set up at the entrance with your names and your dorm rooms. From there, you can head to your dorms, meet your roommate, and rest for an eventful day tomorrow. I'm going to head to my office now. It was splendid meeting you all today. I hope that you enjoy Flora Academia from this day onwards. If you need anything, cafe staff will gratefully assist you. There'll also be some staff members standing around too, if you need any help. The fate of the future lies in your hands. And may you all have a great start to the year.
That sure was something. Guess I should go get some food now. My stomach's growling. I headed to the cafe while cautiously trying to avoid bumping into anyone in the condensed group of new students. I could distinctly smell a faint aroma of simmering meat, lush fruit, and sweet desserts. Ooh! I wonder what's on the menu. While waiting in line, I could hear a bit of a ruckus somewhere in front of me.
Ugh, I didn't expect that you'd be here.
Well, guess what? I am.
The two students who were talking pretty loudly seemed to have a sort of tension between them. What's going on?
Who knew that a person like you could make it here? You never made much of an effort in school, so how is this even possible?
A few people in front of me moved as we got closer to the food, and I managed to see the two who were talking.
Look who's talking, says the girl who used connections as her way here.
I worked my way here fair and square!
Sure, whatever. I'm getting my food.
Oh, he'll regret saying that this year.
What kind of teen drama was that? Whoever they are, I want nothing to do with them. Once I finally got into the inside of the cafe, there was a wide range of options. From steak to the freshest salads, I had no entire clue of what to choose. I paused for a second, nervously glancing at each option before me. I've never had this many choices of cuisine before! A few of the remaining people in line started to glance daggers at me for stalling too long. What should I pick? At that moment, I heard a voice as if it came straight out of my head.
Oh, you should go for the buttered skewers and veggie tray. They're pretty good.
Huh? The guy behind me pointed to the skewers and assorted vegetables in front of me and smiled. I quickly smiled back and decided to go with what he recommended. Then I proceeded to grab a drink from the fountain machine and headed to the dessert stand. In front of the dessert stand were sweets neatly lined up in rows. I reached for a plate with a brownie covered in powdered sugar. It just so happened that someone else reached for it at the same time and we bumped hands. I looked up and saw the guy that recommended certain dishes to me. Huh? Oh, you're the guy who told me the buttered skewers were good.
Yeah, I did. I noticed you got what I recommended.
Yeah. Thanks for the recommendation. I felt kind of bad for holding up the line.
Oh, no problem.
It's just that I've never seen that many choices before.
Ah, I see. My siblings always have trouble picking out what to eat whenever we go to restaurants. So, it's kind of like second nature for me to recommend something I think people would enjoy. Say, I'll give you any food recommendation to you if you ever have any trouble thinking of what to pick.
Oh, thank you. That would be nice.
I'm Akia, by the way. What's your name?
Oh, it's Ep.1.
Cool name. Well, I'm off to eat with some acquaintances now. Feel free to ask me what dishes are good anytime. Peace.
Makia seemed like a genuinely kind guy. Now, where should I sit? I was looking all over the tables for an open seat. Most of the spots were taken. Then I heard a familiar voice ring out in the distance.
Hey, Ep.1! Come join us over here!
I turned my head over to where I heard Sabia. Right beside her was a student wearing dark clothing. I made my way over to join them and sat down on the one seat remaining. It was so interesting seeing two different aesthetics right next to each other. From the looks of it, the two got along pretty well.
Etienne, I'm so glad you joined us. I was wondering where you went off to after I went inside. Oh, right! This is the person I was talking about earlier. The one who helped me pick up some of my stuff when it fell. Silly me.
Ah, I see.
Guess I should introduce you to Iris, meet Etienne. Etienne, meet Iris.
Nice to meet you, Iris.
Same to you, Ekiam.
Oh yeah! I have a big question for you, Etienne. Iris and I were debating over it for a while.
What is it? The two of them shared a quick smile, and then Sabia turned to face me.
Okay, this is a serious question. Would a game about digging your way to another continent and seeing some weird stuff on your way there, or a game about being this one clay blobby dude with a hat escaping some deadly Egyptian tomb be more interesting?
It's definitely the Deadly Tomb Escape game.
Nah, it's the digging game.
So what one is more interesting? The Tomb Escape game.
Or the digging to another continent game.
Rather than picking from the two, there's this one game about a secret agent panda that travels back to different time periods in order to fix his machine to get back to his own time. There's puzzles with a dinosaur, a medieval town, Frankenstein, and a mummy.
Huh, I haven't heard of that one before.
Ooh! We should play it all together sometime.
Well, that was an interesting answer. Speaking of games, there's this one game I've really gotten into before school started.
What type of game is it?
Glad you asked. It's about these high school students with very interesting abilities that are forced into a killing game by this one teddy bear dude. There are a lot of crazy twists and murders in it.
Iris continued to rant about her experiences with this game for a long time, while Sabia sat in shock.
There was this one part that was so unhinged where it made me so angry that the character we trusted would go and... It's like I went through the 5 stages of grief at that part. I honestly think that it would have been better to have the one character with... But overall, it's a pretty fun game.
It sure sounds interesting.
Yeah, I might look into playing it.
Oh, sorry if I went on a little monologue there. It's just a super cool game. Well, back to the debate.
Well, Iris, I guess we should start keeping tallies of what people choose.
Good idea. I'm sure I'll still beat you, though.
We'll just have to wait and see. I'm sure that some people will agree with my astonishingly creative digging game. Have some sauce. Now that you two have met, I'm off to bother a few other peeps at other tables. I need to see what they choose. You're all free to join if you want.
Sabia left briskly to greet other new students. Iris and I remained in our seats and chuckled a bit at Sabia's cheery forwardness to her first victim. I guess this is just how Sabia's like. An outgoing time bomb that could explode at any minute.
So, where'd you come from?
I came from the south side of Leafton.
Whoa. Isn't that, like, at least a 4.5-hour trip?
Yeah, it was around 5 hours long.
You sure must be tired then.
Yeah, where did you come from?
Oh, I just got here from Ireland. It was only 50 minutes away. Far less in comparison to what you traveled.
We laughed a tad from the exhaustion of getting here and talked about our hometowns for a while. Their cities seemed to be full of traffic and sirens every day, while mine was far more peaceful in comparison. We had a pretty good conversation, and it was great getting to know her. As the clock hands turned more, I heard one of the cafe staff shout,
The cafe will close in 5 minutes. Please place your remaining dishes on the counter over here and gather your materials by the school entrance for your dorms.
Iris and I quickly got up and joined the crowd of students putting away their plates and cutlery. We casually walked over to leave the cafe and headed to the front. I saw a line of tables with signs of certain initials for last names. Iris and I headed to our corresponding tables. Hello, my name is Ep.1.
Ah, Ep.1. Here you go.
I was given a schedule, a map of the school grounds, my room number, and a room key. Iris was given the same, but her schedule book was a dark purple color. We walked out of the school together and headed to the dorm buildings. The sky was full of brilliant colors which illuminated the sides of the many dorm buildings ahead of us.
Hey, what dorm building did you get?
I looked at the corner of my dorm key and located the building letter. Building E.
Cool, I have the same.
Iris lifted up her key and pointed to the writing inscripted on it. It had the same building letter, except for a different room number. I smiled back at them and we walked further to find our dorm building. On the side of one of the doors, there was a sign that read Building E. Iris and I nodded. Iris took her key and unlocked the building doors. And then we stepped inside.
Well, this is neat.
The first hall was nicely decorated with plants and signs by the entrance. I wonder what the rooms look like.
Looks like I have room 721. Guess it's time to meet my roommate.
Oh, right. I have a roommate. I waved Iris goodbye and looked at my key again. 712. At least Iris and I aren't that far apart. I walked up to my dorm door and turned the key in the lock. I took a deep breath and turned the knob to enter. I was immediately greeted by a neatly decorated room. Whoa! This looks much nicer than the dorms some kids at my old school described. While surveying my new room, I locked eyes with a student who just put away their last item they had from a box.
Oh, you're here. Then you must be my roommate Ep.1.
How'd they know my name?
I got a little curious and asked the building supervisor when I met them.
Ah, I got it. I didn't know there was a building supervisor.
Yeah, each building has one. It's pretty nice having someone to check in with if you have any worries or questions.
Since you already know my name, what's yours?
It's Floss. It's a pleasure to meet you. I really haven't had a roommate in a while, so this is pretty exciting.
This is actually the first time I ever had one.
Oh, well, it can sure be an interesting experience. Oh, want me to help you with some unpacking? I already took this side of the room, if it isn't an issue with you.
Oh, that's perfectly fine with me. I'd also love it if you'd help a bit. Just don't move the boxes I point at, please.
Awesome.
Floss and I spent some time unpacking my bags and talking about ourselves a bit. Apparently, Floss traveled a couple hours to get here and arrived early to avoid some of the traffic. They genuinely appeared to be a kind person, and they made the whole settling in process so much quicker. Many minutes passed by. And before we knew it, it was already nighttime once we were done. Thank you so much for helping me. Sorry it took this long.
Oh, no, you're fine. I actually enjoy tidying up, and it was great getting to know you.
Floss was way too sweet. You're so nice. Well, if there's anything you need, please feel free to ask me to lend a hand or something.
I sure will. Thanks. Well, I'm going to start cooling down for bed. Night.
Good night. We made our way to our sides of the room and got comfortable. Floss picked up one of their books and sat down on their bed to quietly read. I glanced at my schedule and tried to map out some classrooms that may be close to each other. I set my schedule down and moved my sheets to get comfortable in my new bed. Wow, I'm finally here. Through all of the hard work, I made it. Finally. Hope I can make my family proud. My eyelids threatened to close, so I turned to my side and rested for the night. May tomorrow be okay. Hello, my name is Plum. I'm the creator of this game and the voice actor for the playable point of view Ep.1. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the very first episode of this project. It's taken a lot of time and effort to put this all together, and I couldn't have done it without this wonderful cast and their hard work. Though the first few episodes may seem like slow burners, there's so much drama, mystery, and angst awaiting. I can't wait for you to meet new voices, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Friendly faces. Until then, see ya!